The year is 1526. Europe is on the brink of a monumental clash that will echo through the annals of history. Two powerful empires are on a collision course, each driven by ambition, power, and the desire to dominate. In the heart of Europe, the Kingdom of Hungary stands as a bulwark against the rising tide of Ottoman might. This kingdom, with its rich history and strategic location, is now the front line in a battle for the future of Europe. The Battle of Mohács, a seemingly insignificant dot on the map, will soon become a pivotal turning point in European history. This small town will witness a confrontation that will alter the course of nations. This clash of empires pitted two iconic rulers against each other, the young and inexperienced King Louis II of Hungary and the ambitious Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent of the Ottoman Empire. Their leadership and decisions will shape the destiny of their people. The stakes couldn't be higher. The outcome of this battle will not only determine the fate of Hungary, but will also send ripples across the entire continent. The kingdom's soldiers, though brave, are up against a formidable foe. It will also reshape the geopolitical landscape of Europe for centuries to come. The balance of power in Europe hangs in the balance, and the reverberations of this battle will be felt far and wide. The stage is set for a confrontation that will leave a lasting mark on history. The soldiers, the strategies, and the sheer scale of the battle will be remembered for generations. The clash between these two forces is not just a territorial dispute, it's a battle of ideologies, cultures, and visions for the future. It's a clash of cultures, religions, and ambitions. The Christian West and the Islamic East are about to collide in a dramatic showdown. The Ottomans, with their sophisticated military machine, are eager to expand their empire further into Europe. Their disciplined troops and advanced tactics make them a formidable adversary. They see Hungary as the gateway to the West. Conquering it would open the doors to further expansion and dominance. For the Ottomans, this is more than just a military campaign. It's a mission to extend their influence and secure their place as a dominant power. It's an opportunity to spread their influence and their faith. The Ottomans are driven by a vision of a vast empire united under their rule and religion. Victory at Mohács would mean more than just conquering new lands. It would solidify their reputation as an unstoppable force. It would mean establishing the Ottomans as the dominant power in Eastern Europe. Their influence would stretch far and wide, reshaping the region's political landscape. On the other side stands Hungary, a kingdom in turmoil. Political infighting and lack of unity have weakened its defenses. Weakened by internal strife and political instability, Hungary is ill-prepared for the Ottoman onslaught. The kingdom's once strong military is now fragmented and demoralized. The once mighty kingdom is a shadow of its former self. Its glory days seem distant, and its future uncertain. The weight of defending Europe from the Ottomans falls on its shoulders. The soldiers and leaders of Hungary must now rise to the challenge, knowing that the fate of their kingdom and the continent rests in their hands. To understand the significance of the Battle of Mohács, we need to rewind the clock. We must delve into the intricate tapestry of history that led to this pivotal moment. Hungary in the early 16th century is not the powerful kingdom it once was. Once a beacon of strength and prosperity, it now finds itself in a precarious position. The once mighty kingdom is now grappling with internal strife and economic woes. The markets that once bustled with activity are now shadows of their former selves, and the common folk struggle to make ends meet. The Hungarian throne is weakened. The royal seat, which once commanded respect and authority, now stands as a symbol of the kingdom's decline. The nobility, more concerned with their own interests, are reluctant to fund a strong standing army. Their lavish feasts and petty squabbles take precedence over the kingdom's security. This internal turmoil couldn't come at a worse time. As the kingdom falters, dark clouds of war gather on the horizon, threatening to engulf Hungary in chaos. The Ottoman Empire, under the reign of Sultan Selim I, is expanding at an alarming rate. Their disciplined soldiers and strategic conquests have made them a formidable force in the region. Suleiman I, known as the Grim, is a ruthless and ambitious ruler. His vision of an expansive empire drives his relentless campaigns. He has his eyes set on Europe. The rich lands and strategic locations of the continent are a tempting prize for the Ottomans. He sees Hungary as the stepping stone to conquering the heart of the continent. The kingdom's strategic position makes it a crucial target for Ottoman ambitions. Selim I dies in 1520, but his son, Suleiman the Magnificent, is just as ambitious. Suleiman's vision for the empire is no less grand than his father's. Suleiman inherits a powerful war machine. The well-trained and well-equipped Ottoman army is ready to march at his command. He is determined to continue his father's legacy of expansion. With unwavering resolve, Suleiman leads his forces towards new conquests. The Ottomans, under Suleiman's leadership, are a formidable force. Their military prowess and strategic acumen make them a fearsome adversary. They possess a large, well-equipped army and a powerful navy. The combination of land and sea power gives them a significant advantage in their campaigns. Hungary, on the other hand, is ill-prepared for the coming storm. The kingdom's defenses are in disrepair, and its soldiers lack the necessary equipment and training. The kingdom is plagued by internal divisions and a lack of strong leadership. The nobility's infighting and the peasants' suffering only exacerbate the kingdom's vulnerabilities. The Hungarian nobles, more interested in their own power struggles, fail to see the Ottoman threat for what it is, an existential threat to their very way of life. Their inability to unite and address the looming danger leaves Hungary teetering on the brink of disaster. The Battle of Mohács was not just a clash of empires, it was a clash of military technologies, strategies, and ideologies. The Ottomans, under the leadership of Suleiman the Magnificent, brought with them a military machine that was far ahead of its time, both in terms of organization and equipment. Their army was a well-oiled machine, equipped with the latest military technology, including cannons, muskets, and advanced siege equipment. One of their most fearsome weapons was the Janissary Corps, an elite infantry unit that struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. The Janissaries were renowned for their discipline and their mastery of gunpowder weapons, making them a formidable force on the battlefield. These were no ordinary soldiers. They were slaves taken from Christian families, converted to Islam, and trained from a young age to be loyal only to the Sultan. Their unwavering loyalty to the Sultan and their rigorous training made them an elite fighting force, feared and respected by all. The Janissaries were armed with muskets, a relatively new technology at the time, which allowed them to engage enemies at a distance. These muskets, though slow to reload, gave the Ottomans a decisive advantage in ranged combat, allowing them to decimate enemy ranks before they could close in. The Janissaries were masters of volley fire, a tactic that allowed them to unleash a devastating hail of lead upon their enemies, breaking their lines and causing chaos. The Hungarians, on the other hand, relied on more traditional medieval weaponry, which, while effective in close combat, was no match for the Ottomans' firepower. Their army consisted mostly of heavily armored knights, armed with lances, swords, and crossbows, who were brave and skilled warriors. While these knights were brave and formidable warriors, they were ill-equipped to deal with the Ottomans' superior firepower and advanced tactics. The Hungarian army was also hampered by a lack of unity and coordination, which further weakened their ability to effectively counter the Ottoman forces. The Hungarian nobles, each with their own private armies, were reluctant to cooperate with each other, leading to disorganization and confusion on the battlefield. This lack of a unified command structure proved to be a fatal flaw, as it prevented the Hungarians from mounting a cohesive defense against the Ottoman onslaught. The Hungarian army, though brave and determined, was no match for the Ottomans' superior numbers, tactics, and technology. The battle was a decisive victory for the Ottomans, showcasing the effectiveness of their military innovations and the importance of unity and coordination in warfare. A defensive pact, the Jagiellonian-Habsburg alliance against the Ottomans. The threat posed by the Ottoman Empire wasn't lost on everyone. The Jagiellonian dynasty, which ruled over a vast realm that included Bohemia and Hungary, recognized the danger. They knew they couldn't stand up to the Ottomans alone. They needed allies. Enter the Habsburgs, another powerful dynasty with a vested interest in halting the Ottoman advance. The Habsburgs, based in Austria, saw the Ottomans as a direct threat to their own territories. The Jagiellonians and the Habsburgs forged an alliance. They pledged to support each other in the event of an Ottoman attack. This alliance, while a step in the right direction, was fraught with problems from the start. Both dynasties had their own agendas. Their cooperation was often hampered by mistrust and rivalry. Despite their best efforts, the alliance proved to be too little, too late. The Hungarians, despite the alliance, were left largely to their own devices. The promised aid from the Habsburgs never materialized in time. The Hungarians would face the full might of the Ottoman Empire virtually alone. Section 5. A Web of Alliances. The Franco-Ottoman Alliance and European Power Dynamics. The conflict between the Ottomans and the Hungarians wasn't just a regional affair, it was part of a much larger geopolitical chess game. European powers, often with conflicting interests, were drawn into the conflict, forming alliances that shifted like the sands of the Sahara. One of the most intriguing alliances of the time was the Franco-Ottoman alliance. The French, under King Francis I, saw the Ottomans as a potential ally against their arch-rivals, the Habsburgs. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The French were willing to set aside religious differences in the name of political expediency. This alliance, while seemingly unlikely, served both sides' interests. The French gained a valuable ally in the east while the Ottomans secured their western flank, allowing them to focus their attention on their eastern rivals, the Persians. This unlikely alliance would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the political landscape of Europe for decades to come. The Franco-Ottoman alliance had a direct impact on the Battle of Mohács. The French, eager to distract the Habsburgs, encouraged the Ottomans to attack Hungary. This alliance, while beneficial to both France and the Ottoman Empire, spelled disaster for the Hungarians. This was a prelude to the Battle of Mohács. Stay tuned for the details and intensity of Battle of Mohács coming this weekend on Brainskit.